Every bustling corner of our planet holds a secret, a delicious whisper of innovation that awakens the senses and challenges our culinary perceptions. From Bangkok's vibrant night markets to Rome's charming cobblestone alleys, intrepid chefs are redefining what street food can be. It is not merely sustenance, it is an experience, a journey for the palate, an exploration of flavors previously unimagined. Today, we embark on an exciting voyage to uncover these groundbreaking global trends. Our guide, Jimmy Mose, is ready to dive fork-first into the future of street gastronomy. Imagine the tantalizing aroma of exotic spices mingling with the sweet scent of caramelized sugars, a symphony of fragrances that pulls you deeper into the culinary embrace. Each dish tells a story, a narrative of culture, tradition, and boundless creativity crafted by nimble hands right before your very eyes. As Jimmy experienced, this immediate connection between creator and consumer is paramount, enhancing the joy of every bite. It is a primal satisfaction, knowing your meal was prepared with such passion and precision, creating an unforgettable sensory feast. This is the heart of street food, an intimate dance between chef and diner. One of the undeniable darlings sweeping the globe is the Korean-style corn dog, a delightful creation offering a perfect blend of crispy, chewy, and savory. Picture a perfectly fried sausage or mozzarella stick, encased in a sweet, often crunchy batter, adorned with a drizzle of your favorite sauce. They are a textural marvel, an exquisite balance that satisfies every craving. Jimmy found this particular iteration to be a true standout, showcasing how simple ingredients can achieve extraordinary heights. These handheld wonders provide an immediate burst of comfort and an undeniable kick of flavor. Then, consider the magnificent Peruvian Anticuchos, succulent skewers of marinated beef heart, grilled to perfection over an open flame. This ancient delicacy, rich in history and flavor, demonstrates the vibrant fusion of indigenous traditions and colonial influences. The smoky char, coupled with the tender, robust meat, offers a truly unique taste sensation, a testament to culinary ingenuity. Jimmy was particularly moved by the deep cultural significance of this dish, recognizing it as more than just food. Each bite of the Anticuchos is a respectful nod to centuries of gastronomic heritage. But the true magic lies in the unexpected fusions, where ancient recipes meet modern interpretations, creating entirely new flavor profiles. Picture a vendor in an unexpected location, perhaps a quaint, secluded alleyway, presenting a dish that defies simple categorization. It might be a classic comfort food, reimagined with an ingredient no one ever considered, yet it somehow works beautifully. Jimmy noticed a particular stall that was pushing these boundaries, daring to innovate with every component. This bold experimentation is exactly what keeps the street food scene endlessly fascinating and irresistibly delicious. Such a place offered us a truly groundbreaking dish, the Velve-Wrap. It is a seemingly simple concept, a blend of aged cheddar and an unknown vibrant blue cheese melted between two impossibly thin, crackling sheets of what the vendor claimed was aerodynamic flatbread. The cheese, when perfectly melted, created intricate, shifting patterns, almost as if it possessed its own internal compass. Jimmy watched, mesmerized, as the vendor meticulously spun the cheese, transforming it into a dizzying edible vortex. This innovative technique truly elevates a humble cheese wrap into a dynamic, visual feast. Jimmy, initially skeptical, took his first bite of the Velve-Wrap, and his expression shifted dramatically. The blue cheese, rather than being pungent, offered a surprising hint of static electricity, a subtle tingling sensation that danced on his tongue. It was unsettling yet undeniably captivating, unlike anything he had ever tasted. The narrator, observing Jimmy's reaction, deduced that this peculiar flavor profile was intentional, a bold new frontier in gustatory exploration. This was not just food, it was a multi-sensory experience that defied conventional culinary wisdom, pushing the boundaries of what a snack could be. Next, we encountered a vendor specializing in chromatic casseroles, claiming his dishes could cure any emotional ailment through color-infused nutrition. He, a tall, gaunt man with a perpetually furrowed brow, would meticulously analyze your aura before spooning out a specific, intensely colored sludge from an ornate silver pot. The red casserole, for example, was supposedly for courage, while a pale, shimmering indigo version targeted indecision. Jimmy was offered a vibrant chartreuse serving, which the vendor declared was for enhanced whimsicality. It was certainly an adventurous choice, demonstrating the vendor's unique approach to wellness. Across town, a different scene unfolded at the Suspended Spear stall, where all food items were levitated by unseen forces. Here, delicate pastries, miniature pizzas, and even cups of coffee floated gracefully in midair, awaiting a customer's selection. The vendor, a short, stocky individual with 3 perfectly symmetrical cowlicks, would simply gesture, and the chosen item would drift gently towards you. The sheer elegance of this service was astounding. Jimmy observed the process with a deep sense of wonder, marveling at the frictionless delivery system that defined this unique establishment. It was dining elevated, quite literally, to a whole new plane. The preparation methods became increasingly idiosyncratic. We witnessed a chef creating echoing edibles, dishes designed to retain and replay specific sounds upon consumption. A single cracker, for instance, once held the distinct sound of a babbling brook. Another, a miniature pie, would whisper a brief classical melody. The chef, a serious-faced woman with an elaborate braided hairstyle, meticulously recorded these sounds into the food using a small antique tuning fork. Jimmy found the concept both bewildering and strangely poetic, a truly novel approach to flavor immersion. Each bite was not just a taste, but an auditory memory. Ingredients, too, took a surprising turn. At one stall, the chef, a man with a perpetually surprised expression and an apron made of woven lily pads, presented subterranean soufflés crafted from minerals extracted from deep earth veins. He claimed these soufflés, in shades of deep amethyst and swirling malachite, offered unique, grounding flavors. The taste was, according to Jimmy, akin to eating a particularly flavorful pebble, yet it was surprisingly light and airy. This unexpected culinary direction offered a truly unparalleled gastronomic adventure, proving that Earth's hidden treasures can indeed be palatable. It redefines our perception of edible elements. A fleeting glimpse of a unique dining establishment presented us with Temporal tacos, where each bite allowed a brief, vivid sensory flashback to a randomly selected moment in history. One taco might transport you to a medieval banquet, another to a futuristic space station complete with ambient sounds and smells. The vendor, a woman with a large, ornate pocket watch perpetually strapped to her forehead, explained that the chronological precision was still being calibrated. Jimmy bit into a crimson-hued taco and his eyes glazed over, a faint, distant marching band sound emanating from his ears. This was an entirely new dimension of culinary immersion. Dumba! The trend of reflective ramen truly pushed the boundaries of visual dining. This ramen wasn't just consumed, it consumed you! The broth itself was a mirror perfectly reflecting the diner's face, making each slurp a moment of intense self-contemplation. Noodles, woven from glistening edible silver, would slowly unspool, revealing cryptic messages from within the broth. The chef, a stoic individual with eyes that seemed to see through you, would present the bowl with a profound bow. Jimmy found himself staring deep into his own eyes, pondering the meaning of a noodle that spelled out, "Reconsider everything!" A new category emerged, aesthetic algorithms. Here, automated drones, tiny and buzzing, delivered personalized snacks directly to customers based on their measured emotional state. Feeling a little glum? A tiny drone would zip in with a tart, fluorescent yellow confection. Too energetic? A calming, deep indigo jelly. The drone scanned faces, calculating moods with alarming accuracy. Jimmy, feeling a touch of existential dread after the ramen, received a small, pulsating purple orb which gently vibrated in his palm. It was a fascinating, if somewhat intrusive, culinary intervention for the modern era. The future of personalized snacking is truly here! The climax of our culinary journey arrived with the Symbiotic stew, a living dish that gently pulsed and shifted on the plate. It was not merely food, it was a micro-ecosystem, brimming with miniature bioluminescent fungi and crystalline structures that slowly grew and changed color as you ate. This vendor, a woman with hair like sponge sugar and eyes that sparkled like distant galaxies, insisted that the stew would adapt to your inner landscape. Jimmy, with a hesitant spoon, noticed a miniature glowing mountain range suddenly sprout within his bowl, and he paused, utterly transfixed. This was beyond gastronomy. It was interactive biotics. The true pinnacle of the Symbiotic stew's experience was its unexpected ability to communicate. As Jimmy took another tentative spoonful, the miniature mountain range in his bowl began to glow brighter, and then a small, perfectly formed voice emanated directly from the stew itself, gently inquiring about his day. It was not merely a flavor, it was a dialogue. He dropped his spoon, his jaw hanging open, utterly speechless. The vendor merely nodded as if this were a perfectly normal occurrence. This was no longer just a trend, it was a profound interaction, a sentient culinary companion. Next, Jimmy stumbled upon the consciousness crumble, a dessert that promised to transfer skills directly into the eater's brain. A single bite of this sparkling sugar-dusted treat and suddenly, you could juggle 3 flaming torches or speak fluent ancient Sumerian. The vendor, a man with oversized spectacles and a lab coat embroidered with tiny edible circuits, offered Jimmy a scoop that promised mastery of competitive thumb wrestling. Jimmy hesitated, but the allure of instant expertise was too strong. This was culinary education in its most delicious and immediate form, fundamentally altering personal capabilities with every mouthful. As Jimmy consumed the consciousness crumble, a visible shimmering aura of pure competitive thumb wrestling prowess momentarily enveloped him. His hand twitched involuntarily, his thumb flexing with newfound, inexplicable precision. The vendor applauded softly, clearly satisfied with the effect. It was an astonishing display of culinary biofeedback, showcasing the raw, transformative power of this peculiar street food. Jimmy felt an intense, primal urge to find an opponent, to test his sudden, unexpected gift against any challenger. This was no mere dessert, it was a potent catalyst for untapped human potential. Finally, at the very edge of the market stood the Existential Empanada stall. These empanadas, when bitten, would briefly transport the eater's consciousness into the mind of a random, inanimate object for exactly 1,000 milliseconds. One might become a pebble, another, a lamppost, or even a discarded bottle cap. The vendor, a perpetually calm individual draped in a toga woven from recycled grocery bags, assured Jimmy it was completely safe, mostly. Jimmy, still buzzing from his thumb wrestling prowess, selected a glistening golden empanada, ready for his ultimate culinary adventure. This was the epitome of immersive dining, blurring the lines of perception. Jimmy took a bite of the existential empanada. For 1,000 milliseconds, his mind was a bustling, slightly dented traffic cone. He felt the rumble of passing cars, the indifferent gaze of pedestrians, the gentle pull of gravity on his orange plastic form. Then, just as suddenly, he was back, blinking rapidly, tasting flaky pastry and a hint of unexpected, savory gravel. The vendor offered a gentle, knowing smile. This, dear friends, is where the journey takes us, beyond mere flavor, beyond sustenance, into the very fabric of existence itself. Street food has truly transcended its humble beginnings, offering a profound, if peculiar, form of enlightenment. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe for more, ring the bell and comment below. And remember, eat's not just food, eat's amazing.